Are you ready to get dark? Welcome to John Campea After Dark, the show where we talk about drinking alcohol and casual sex with one or many partners. The show where we take the last slice of pizza without asking if somebody else wants it instead. Dark things, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to John Campea After Dark. How you guys doing? It's good to have you here. Good to be here. So what is John Campea After Dark? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Really, all it is a live stream for those of us who can't watch the John Campea Show live and they want to participate in a live stream. Like maybe you work during the day or you're at school or you live in a different time zone where, yeah, you get to watch the videos afterwards, but you don't get to participate in a live stream. And so we do John Campea After Dark so we can do a live stream with you guys. And Anne is off today at Star Wars Celebration. She was there today. I'm going to be there on Saturday. But she went with her sister and my brother-in-law today. But Anna and I will both be there on Saturday, so it'll be good to be there. So we got a lot of stuff that we got to talk about tomorrow that came out of Star Wars Celebration today. So it's good to be here, guys. And it was good to have everybody back in studio today. It was good. You know, Rob has, unfortunately, he's had COVID. But it's good that he is back on his feet now and he is in studio again. So it's good to have him back here as well. I got people saying that they moved up the Kenobi time. Oh my goodness. They moved it up to 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, midnight Eastern Time. Well, we're going to have to get through today's. Sorry, guys. We're going to cut this a little bit short today then because I'm going to go home and watch Obi-Wan, which is fine. We normally do After Dark as about an hour, a little bit less than an hour anyway, so we should be fine. So yeah, guys, all we're going to do here is we are going to just take your live questions because we're part of a live stream. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Big special hello to everybody who are channel members. I see Spying Mentor, Disney Freak, Datboy 2022, a bunch of you channel members in there as well. We also got A. Marcellus in the live chat. All you guys who aren't members, but we're super happy to have you here too. Nizzy B, Shawanda, Wabi, Luis, everybody. We're glad that you're all here. And yeah, it's good to be here, guys. So we're starting to get settled into the office. It's pretty fun getting settled into the new office. I dreamed for a long time of us being able to have our own studio space in our own office. By the way, what do you guys think about the lighting? I managed to recreate the atmosphere. The atmosphere of John Campea After Dark. By the way, Walter White Walker in the live chat is asking, was Mailbag members only? No, Mailbag is not members only. Mailbag will go public to everybody, but we do release Mailbag a little bit earlier for our members. So members get early access to Mailbag, but don't worry, Mailbag is going to be coming out probably in an hour or two. It'll be up for everybody else to see as well. Okay, guys. We are now, since we've got a little bit of time till Obi-Wan, we're just going to jump over and start taking the questions you guys have been sending in. So we are going to start here with Jerome, who writes, in your opinion, would a character with superpowers have a moral obligation to become a superhero? No. Any more than somebody with super intelligence has a moral obligation to become a detective. Any more than somebody with higher than average human physical strength has an obligation to become a firefighter. I mean, if they have superpowers, could they become a superhero? Sure. Do they have a moral obligation to become a superhero? I say nay. I say no. I don't think they do. Any more than, like I said, anybody else who has any kind of particular gift would be obligated to become something in their thing as well. All right. Let's keep going here. Next up, we got Luke Stockton, who writes, I saw Top Gun on Tuesday. Awesome. And oh my God, this movie is so good. Saw it in IMAX, 100% the way to see it. Favorite part was all the dogfights, so beautifully shot. And again, I was shocked. I was a naysayer of Top Gun for a long time, Luke. And when they showed it to us at CinemaCon 2 CinemaCons ago, they showed us the first 15, 20 minutes of it. And I was like, oh my God, this movie's going to be awesome. And then they showed us the live thing They showed us the live, the full version, I should say. They showed us the full version of it at this CinemaCon. I knew, man, it's like, this is pretty spectacular, and I absolutely love it. I'm glad you liked it too, Luke. Okay, next up. By the way, guys, I'm going to turn off super chats in about 5 seconds here because, we got to cut today a little bit short. Murray Reich writes, I saw your video on Winnie the Pooh movie, and it's gotten me intrigued because I love when Hollywood does R-rated kid movies like Ted, Sausage Party. I hated Sausage Party. I wanted to like it. The Happy Time Murders. I loved Happy Time Murders. Although they do like serial killers in a mask. I hope not. I'll tell you what, man. I lost my mind when I saw that Winnie the Pooh. It's going to be called, for those of you who didn't see the show this morning, they are doing a horror movie of Winnie the Pooh. It's called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet go on a mass murder spree and kill a lot of people. It's an R-rated horror. I cannot wait. It's one of the coolest sounding things I've heard in a long time. And you and me both, Murray. And by the way, Murray sent in a $20 super chat to support us. Thank you so much for that, Murray. I appreciate the support on that level, dude. And yeah, I'm so stoked for it. I'm going to be really disappointed, though, if I find out that it's just guys in a Winnie the Pooh mask. Like, it better supposed to be Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. It better be, or I'm going to be very, very, very disappointed, Murray. You better, yes. And yes, everybody in the live chat, dead serious. This isn't a joke. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And it looks pretty gruesome, and I cannot wait to see it. Let's see. Next. Oh, Jack Master Nord, one of our members, is writing, have you seen The Man Who Fell to Earth yet? Nope. Still haven't seen it, Jack Master. Next up, John Redcorn writes, what was worse, Cats or Doolittle? I'm going to say Doolittle. I mean, at least Cats had some really good music in it. Doolittle was just absolute garbage, unfortunately. All right. Jack Dries writes, yay, my local IMAX opens tomorrow after 2 years of COVID closures. Nice. It's the one of the world's few with true IMAX screens, and they have butt kickers in the seats. Can't wait to see Top Gun 2 this weekend. Yeah, listen, I normally do not say, like, my favorite theater to go to is not IMAX. I like IMAX very much, but my favorite theater to go to is an AMC Prime, a Dolby Cinema at AMC Prime. That's my favorite movie-going experience. But Top Gun is a movie you got to see on the biggest screen possible, man. So IMAX is the way to go. By the way, one of our director members, Mr. Colonel, who's been a member for 2 months, writes in and writes, after Top Gun, I was wondering / wishing for only a choosing flight is cool. But what about the G-forces, weather, getting tired, etc.? Maybe that's why Superman needs to be super to do it. Oh, because somebody asked me once what would be the superpower I'd pick easily without even thinking about it. Flight. Flight by far is my favorite superpower. But how does that work? Do you get tired? I mean, I don't know. These are the rules of this stuff, Mr. Colonel. I don't know. All right. Next up, Spying Mentor just sends a super chat to be supportive. Thank you, Spying Mentor. Russell Amador writes, super pumped for Top Gun 2 tomorrow at 3 p.m. Ready to have a cinematic adventure. Other than looking forward to Obi-Wan and Stranger Things this weekend. Oh, what a time to be alive. We got Obi-Wan. We got Stranger Things. We got Ms. Marvel coming, and the early reactions for Ms. Marvel have come out, and they all sound fantastic. Then, of course, soon we've got She-Hulk coming out. We've got Andor coming in August. I mean, and of course, Thor: Love and Thunder is on the way. A lot of stuff coming for us to be excited about, Russell. Another one of our director level members, My Kid Banana writes, John, I've been watching you since the AMC Closet days. I'm so grateful that you are continuing your compassion and love for film. You're honest, true, and don't budge on any point that you have. Well, I mean, I like, you guys have seen me change my mind. Like, you guys, I have changed my mind on a lot of different things, right? Where either you guys have convinced me, or like I'll be discussing a thing with Rob and I'll go, you know what? That's a good point. Like, the point is not to not budge on any position you have. The idea about any good discussion is be open to hearing really good other ideas. And if you are still convinced about the position you're in at that moment, stay strong in that. But the moment new information comes to light, you should go, that's a good point. All right. Like, for instance, for a long time, I was totally against the idea of an Obi-Wan show, of an Obi-Wan prequel, right? I was against it for a long time. And it was a couple of years ago that, and I can't remember exactly the moment that it happened, but I remember it was a couple of years ago that a couple of people wrote in some really good points. They're saying, John, if they do an Obi-Wan, what it does allow them to do is do this, and it's a little bit different from another prequel because of this, and this. And even though for like 1 or 2 years, I was firmly against the idea of an Obi-Wan, I was convinced. I'm like, you know what? Those are good points. Yeah, maybe we should be excited for an Obi-Wan. And I've been excited for Obi-Wan ever since. So that's the key to it. Anyway, all right, thanks for writing that in, man. All right, Do Ray just sends in a super chat to be supportive. Thank you, Do Ray. Jerome writes, caught up on any of Barry season 3 yet? No, I'm still behind on an awful lot of television stuff. I have not started. I love Barry, but I have not started watching Barry season 3 yet. Gnome writes, only a few hours from Obi-Wan and Stranger Things. Stranger Things, I will get to. Obi-Wan, I am super excited about. So that's what I'm really focused on right now. Chris Lambert writes, we know Netflix equals bad marketing, but them advertising one of their shows on FM radio seems beyond dumb. Well, first of all, I don't know what show you're talking about, but why is it dumb to advertise on radio? Advertise wherever there's an audience. Like if there's an audience, by the way, Trevor just became a producer level member of our channel. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate that, man. Good to have you here. Advertise where there's an audience. Like people who listen to radio also watch television, right? So I don't see that as a bad thing. All right. Next up, TJ Slabdragon Watson writes, outstanding thumbnail. I do love the thumbnail. I can't take credit for it. One of our viewers made, I think I put the After Dark logo on it, but one of our viewers, if I'm remembering it right, but one of our viewers actually made the image of me in the smoking jacket and everything. So I can't take credit for that. All right. But it is a great thumbnail, isn't it? Elin Olif writes, hey, John, thinking of Jurassic World Dominion, it seems to me that with 5 movies and no protagonist deaths, the writers may have to answer for that. I bet Grant, my wife thinks Malcolm, your thoughts. No, it's true. None of the main heroes in any of the Jurassic World movies that I can remember die. Some secondary heroes in the movies die, like a clever girl, chomp, right? So we have seen some good guys die, but we've never seen any of the main protagonists. I'll be honest with you, though. Do they really have to answer for that? Because, quite frankly, Elin, until you just mentioned it now, I never even thought of it. God's honest truth, I never even thought of it until you just mentioned that now. So, do they have to answer for it? Man, they've hit it really well. That's a really good thing. I never even noticed, Elon. Thanks for bringing that up. All right. Aviation Gin and Tonic sent a super chat and writes, have you given any thought as to what other after shows you'd like to do? Thank you and welcome back After Dark. Yes, we've been thinking a lot about it. We're definitely doing Obi-Wan. We're definitely doing The Boys. We're definitely doing Ms. Marvel. We'll definitely do She-Hulk when it comes. We'll obviously definitely do Andor. There's a lot we're open to. The only things we cannot do are Netflix shows because Netflix does the stupid thing of, well, it's not stupid, but it's not bright either, of dropping all their episodes at once. So it makes it impossible to get all the audience and us all on the same page going episode by episode through the show. It's just impossible. So we can't do that. But yes, we're going to be open to a lot of those, but the ones coming up immediately are, and tomorrow's our first one. We're doing Obi-Wan tomorrow. We're going to be doing Obi-Wan, Ms. Marvel, The Boys, She-Hulk, and Andor. Those are the next 5 coming up, but we're open to absolutely doing more after that. By the way, a couple of our members wrote in. Cody Ramos, a director level member, writes, first message ever in 6+ years. Keep doing everything you do. Well, thank you, Cody, and thank you for being a director level member. Billy G, one of our producer level members, writes, game night. It is game day. Obi-Wan soon, just like an hour or so away. I can't believe how excited I am for it, guys. All right. Next up, let's see here. Chuck the Mystery writes, hey, John, Top Gun Maverick, fantastic. Being that it took nearly 4 decades to get a sequel released, do you see Cruz ever playing Maverick again? No. He's done his Maverick. He's wrapping up his time as Ethan Hunt on Mission Impossible as well. Tom Cruise is getting ready to put the action movie phase of his career behind him. The dude's 60, and he's still killing it. But I think he wants to put the action films behind it while he's still at the top of his game. And even at 60, he's still at the top of his game. But no, I think this is going to be the last time we see a Top Gun movie, at least a Top Gun movie with Tom Cruise. All right. Thanks a lot for that, Chuck. Al Renshaw writes, seeing Ewan and Hayden on stage at Star Wars Celebration just warms my heart. Now I am just waiting for Mace Windu and Jar Jar to come back. You shut the hell up, Al. You shut your dirty whore mouth. You shut it right now. Bringing back Jar Jar. How dare you, sir? No, I mean, seeing Ewan and, I was at Star Wars Celebration Orlando when Good Canadian Kid Hayden came out on stage, and that was really cool. But to see Ewan and him on stage together is a really, really cool thing. Let's see. Jerome writes, one of our members writes in, will you and Rob be doing a mailbag together soon? Probably not soon. Like, one of the reasons we switch off is because there's a lot of work to do in the studio. And quite often, like, he did one today because I had a lot of work I had to do. And when I have him doing things, I cover it. So we will do one together again, but it's not any time, like not within the next week or so. Let's see. Chris Lambert writes, you should check out Horizon Zero Dawn as it has an amazing sci-fi story. Not getting any hopes up until I see how The Last of Us turns out. Yeah, we'll see. Like, look, The Last of Us, though, it's going to be awesome. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's on the gold standard network that produces the best series. It's got the showrunner from Chernobyl. I mean, right there, I guarantee it's going to be awesome. Now, the other ones I don't know, but I am definitely going to check out at least the cutscene movie of Horizon Zero Dawn. Thanks for that, Chris. Aviation Genitaga writes, Death Day 3 or Freaky 2? I'll take Death Day 3. Freaky wasn't bad. Freaky wasn't bad. I kind of dug it, but I love the Death Day franchise. I really do. Chef Rigo writes, hey, John, I sent a super chat earlier, but I guess YouTube didn't receive it. All good. Just wanted to wish Rob a happy belated birthday. Yeah, I'll pass that on to him. By the way, Chef Rigo, the John Campea Show cast, we're going to go to lunch on Wednesday. We're all going to come for a little bit of a late lunch to Shogun. Hope you're there. Chef Rigo, one of the chefs over at Shogun. Looking forward to it. Okay, next up. Ricky Valentine writes, just sending love, bro. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. And I receive your love in the spirit in which it was given. Thank you for that, Ricky. Appreciate that, man. All right, Tim Platt writes, finally saw Sonic 2, and though I heard it was a great moment, I wasn't prepared for how much I laughed at ... LOL, funniest moment of the year. I don't even think that was the funniest moment of the movie, but yes, Tim, the ... moment was very funny. I think the funniest moments were right near the end of the film, like right at the very, very end of the film, like some of the dialogue Knuckles was giving when they were playing baseball and talking about ice cream. Like, I was laughing myself silly at that. All right, Ismail Montoya writes, hey, John, how's your mom doing? We wish her the best. How about that Andor trailer? Andor trailer was great. We're going to talk about it much more in depth tomorrow on the John Campea Show. Mom is not out of the woods yet, but the parts they really didn't think she was going to survive, the hardest parts, she made it through. And although she's not out of the woods yet, I keep getting updates from home that everything's going about as well as we can hope. So fingers crossed, everything's going well so far. Thank you for asking. One of our producer level members, Shy Potsy, thank you for being a producer level member, Shy, writes, top 2 origin movies in the MCU. Shang-Chi, Captain America, The First Avenger. Those are the 2 for me, Shy Potsy. All right, next up. James Freeman writes, how do you think word of mouth on Top Gun Maverick will cause it to have an extended theatrical window? Maybe. I mean, listen, the studios want to make money. And if they see that Top Gun has really long legs, and I think it will, because I think people are going to go back and watch this multiple times. I think they're going to spread the word that this movie is utterly fantastic. And if they think it can continue to make money well after that 45-day, 50-day window, they'll extend it, but we'll have to see how well the legs of it actually work out. All right, next up. Andy writes, just finished Chippendale Rescue Rangers. It's a comedy film with a buddy cop feel to it that satires crime drama. It's surprisingly funny and amazing. Listen, Andy, if you guys watch a show, you know I had zero interest in watching that movie. Zero. But I kept hearing from people that it was really good. And then my own wife watched it the other night and she told me it's really good. So I'm going to have to watch it. Yeah, so sometime this weekend, I'm hoping to watch it. By the way, Wayne Edwards just upgraded to become a director level member. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that, man. All right. Let's see. I'm glad you liked it, Andy. Cardo, the bassist, writes, game day. Oh, and Stranger Things 2, I guess. LOL. Listen, I am actually looking forward to watching Stranger Things. I really am. The first 8 minutes they released of that the other day were really good. So I am far more focused right now on Obi-Wan for sure. But yeah, I am looking forward to watching Stranger Things 2. All right. Santiago Lugo just sends in a super chat to be supportive. Thank you. Jay Master writes, one of two. Lucasfilm show an official trailer for Andor coming August 31st and Willow trailer coming November 30th to Disney+. First look at Mandalorian Season 3, Indiana Jones, 5 June 30th, 2023. John Watts Star Wars series official title revealed, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, coming in 2023, starring Jude Law, which I think is awesome, taking place in the New Republic era with a group of kids finding their way home. Yeah, I mean, there were so many big announcements that came out of Star Wars Celebration today. More to come tomorrow. But again, we're going to break all that down, Jay, once we get into the John Campea Show tomorrow. Honestly, Rob, me, and Ray, we were like looking at all the stuff coming out today after the show was done. It's like, there's some pretty damn exciting stuff. And I cannot wait for us to talk more about the Andor trailer, really get into it and break that one down. It's like, it looks super, super great. I cannot wait. Okay. Thanks a lot for sending that in, Jay Master. I cannot. And by the way, Skeleton Crew, I love the name. Love the name. When I first heard it, I thought, well, that just sounds like a placeholder title, right? But the more I thought about it, I thought, oh, they're going to have a ship, right? And it's going to be undermanned. It's going to be the skeleton crew of a ship in like, it's almost like a Star Trek premise in a Star Wars universe. Something exciting to me about that, Jay. Something very exciting to me about that. Anyway, thanks for writing that in, man. Matt McClure writes, Mike is a bit hot. Love you, John. Oh, is it a bit hot? Guys in the live chat, is the mic overpowering? Is the sound bad? Donnie Pearson is saying yes. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that. Obviously, I can't hear it. But now some people saying no, it's good. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I will review this a little bit later. And okay, everybody's saying it's good. Everybody's saying it sounds fine. A little crisp. I'll give a listen to it a little bit later in the post, and I'll try to make some adjustments. So if it is a little hot, I'll try to fix that later. Thanks for the heads up, Matt. I appreciate that, man. All right. Michael Reichmuth, I hope I'm saying that right, Michael, writes, just want to say thanks for the show. Been watching since Arrow Season 2 after show. Go Bills. Man, that goes back a ways. Yeah, Arrows. Well, no, it wasn't until Season 3 that we had the star of the show, Stephen Amell. I'll never forget this. Ann and I were doing an after show for Arrow, right? Just from our spare bedroom. This is going back in like Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. And then a bunch of the people in the live chat started saying, John, Stephen Amell is trying to get a hold of you on Twitter. I'm like, what? So I went and looked on Twitter, and yeah, I saw Stephen Amell posting on Twitter, somebody tell John Campea that I'm trying to get a hold of him. So I started following him on Twitter, and I sent him a DM. I said, hey, man, what's up? Stephen Amell, star of one of my favorite shows right now. And he said, hey, do you want me to, and he types back to you, do you want me to call in? I'm like, sure. So we set it up, and Stephen Amell called in and popped up on the show. It was really an exciting time. Anyway, I'm glad you've been around since then, Michael. Appreciate that, man. All right. Jerome writes, where is it? Funniest moment in The Legend of Vox Machina. Oh, I don't know. It's been months since I've seen it now, so I can't remember. I just remember that I laughed a lot through the whole series. I thought it was great. Not as good as damn, what's the League of Legends one? Now I'm forgetting the name of it. I call it now the greatest animated show of all time, and I'm freezing on the name of it. Arcane. Thank you, Daniel Dang. Daniel was the first one to get it in there. Srujan and Todd Nappernick and Daniel Dang also. Yeah, Arcane. Not as good as Arcane. Arcane I still think is the greatest animated show I've ever seen. But Vox Machina was actually a lot of fun, man. All right. Scotty Hale writes, I heard from the cast of The Boys in the Vanity Fair YouTube video that the effects team ran out of blood, so they had to stop filming. Filming to make more. Wow. Yeah, listen. One of the things that The Boys does not skimp on is gore. They need buckets and buckets and buckets of fake blood doing that show, and I'm all about it. I'm absolutely ball about. So I'll tell you what, Scotty, I did not see that interview you're talking about, Scotty, but I believe every single that totally tracks. That totally makes a lot of sense. I cannot wait for season 3. Okay, next up, Max writes, did you see Elvis got a 10-minute standing ovation at Cannes? Cannes. The reviews I've read so far have ranged from mixed to negative. Hope it's good. Really? Not me. Hold on a second. Let's see. This Rotten Tomatoes, Elvis. Let me see what they have to say over there. It's not mixed to negative. Right now, Elvis has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I read a terrible review of it on IndieWire, but right now I'm over, like I said, I'm over on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Time Magazine's giving it a big positive review. Time Out is giving it a big positive review. The Los Angeles Times are giving it a big positive review. Slash Film's giving it a big positive review. The Sun, the Daily Mirror. It's got an 88%. So it's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. Like, I've only seen like about 10 to 15 minutes of footage from it, and the footage looks great, but I haven't seen the whole movie yet. So we'll see what I think about it once it actually comes out. All right. Let's see here. Thanks for sending that in, Max. Mott Awesome writes, regarding the Thor trailer, when Thor tells Jane it's been 8 years, 7 months, etc., that's the exact time since Thor 2 was released, which is the last time they saw each other until the release of Love and Thunder. Yeah, somebody wrote that into me. I don't know if that's true. I haven't actually done the math. For those of you who haven't heard, when Jane says, what's it been, 3-4 years? And Thor says 8 years, 7 months, blah, 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 right? I don't know that it is, but some people started writing to me to say, if you actually do the math, that's the exact time when Thor 2 came out. And if that's true, that's pretty cool that they weave that in there, Moda Awesome. So I got to find out if that's absolutely true or not, because if it is, that's pretty damn cool. All right. Next up, Jay Master writes in, John, Disney has officially announced through the Obi-Wan Kenobi official Twitter account, the 2 episodes will premiere at 9 p.m. Eastern with a new poster. Yeah, so everybody was writing that in a little bit earlier. So we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. Can you tell I'm anxious to get home and watch Obi-Wan? So we're going to wrap up here pretty soon so all of us can go and watch Obi-Wan. Okay, how about that? Anyway, thanks for the heads up on that, Jay. Matt Fitch writes, was to go to bed, wake up at 3 and binge Star Trek. Oh, no, ST. Guys, please don't write in acronyms. Stranger Things, then Obi-Wan. Guess I'm doing the opposite, not sleeping. Will never be so happy to be so deprived of sleep. Excited for Obi-Wan, but really can't wait for Stranger Things. Listen, yeah, while I am absolutely focused on Obi-Wan, right? Hello, Obi-Wan. Stranger Things is a very popular show, and I'm not surprised at all. There's a lot of people who are actually probably going to check out Stranger Things first. But for me, it's Obi-Wan. But regardless of which one you want to watch first, what a great time. We're getting Obi-Wan and we're getting Stranger Things same day. Fantastic time. All right, I hope you have a good time, Matt. And just drink some Red Bulls, have some coffee. You'll get through there, Matt. You'll get through. All right. Jamaica Queens 22 writes, just wanted to show love and support the channel. Bring on the After Dark Filthy. Well, thank you so much for that, Jamaica Queens. I appreciate you for being here and for supporting our channel, just to say something nice. I appreciate that. All right. Remember Bulldog writes, I definitely agree with 5 facts about the MCU. Oh, okay. So somebody, for those of you who don't know what Remmer's talking about, on the John Campea Show the other day, like, I've had a bunch of people asking me, like, why do I feel like the MCU has kind of lost a step? It's still really good. Don't get me wrong. It's still really good. But I feel like the MCU has lost a step since Endgame. And I kind of laid out the reasons why I kind of think that is. And the video is up. You can go and check that out. So thank you for writing that in, remember. I appreciate that. And then My Kid Banana just sends in a $5 super chat to be supportive. And guys, that's all the questions we have for After Dark. Listen, though, before I sign off, and we all get to go and run to get ready to watch Obi-Wan, which I'm very excited about. I ain't going to lie to you. It's funny because Ann just texted me. That text message from Ann popped up. Oh my God, Obi-Wan is going to start at 9. So in like a half hour. So I got to run here in just a bit. But I I don't get a lot of chances lately to just sit down and like just talk to you guys, our viewers. You know, I walked into the studio tonight because I went home earlier, fed my dogs, relaxed for about an hour. Then I came back to the studio and it's all quiet around here. And I was really hit when I got here with remembering just a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, coming home and walking into my spare bedroom after I had quit my corporate job. And I walked into my spare bedroom and I thought, I'm going to make this little room and I'm going to do a show here and I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to do it without a corporation daddy. I'm going to do it without bosses. I'm just going to do it on my own. And I'm going to trust that the people who have come along on this journey with me will continue to come along with me. And when I walked into our studio now, because we went from that one little spare bedroom to a much bigger spare bedroom, to a house with a decent sized garage that we converted into a studio. And now kind of the fulfillment of the dream, I walked in tonight into our own studio with like our own offices and production areas. By the way, you're going to see Studio B for the first time tomorrow. We have a smaller studio. So we have the main studio where we do the John Campea Show, but we also have a smaller studio that we call Studio B. We haven't done any shows from it yet, but we're going to do the Obi-Wan. We're going to do all of our after shows from it, including Obi-Wan. So you're going to see our small little Studio B tomorrow. It's just a wee little tiny thing. It's going to be fun. But to have 2 different studios, all of our offices, all the gear that we have and all that kind of stuff. And I was just, I took a moment as I walked in. I just thought about, honestly, especially since I was coming here to do After Dark, how incredibly grateful I am for all of you guys, that you guys have made this community what it is. You've made us coming in and doing these jobs and doing the shows and making these videos and working the hours that we work so worth it. And it just kind of overwhelmed by that. And so I just want to say, because I don't get I don't get all real when we're on the John Campea Show. We stick to business more on the John Campea Show. But since we were doing After Dark tonight, I wanted to just take a second and just say thank you again from the bottom of my heart, guys, for supporting us the way you've supported us, for making this kind of little dream of ours of having our own studio and our own space, something I never thought I'd be able to do without a corporate boss. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for being here for After Dark, guys. I promise we are going to pick up doing, I'm not going to promise that we will definitely do an After Dark every single week, but I will try to do one every week. And I'm sure there'll be some weeks we won't have the time to do it, but we're going to try because I love doing these. I love to, there's no agenda. There's no schedule. There's no predetermined topics. Just sit down and chat with everybody here for a bit. I've really liked doing this. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Now go get yourselves ready. Go take a dump, use the bathroom, get your drinks, run to the store quick and pick up some snacks. Obi-Wan starts in like 25 minutes. Let's go do it and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that. Again, by the way, Steve James, right, is Movie Club coming back? Yes. We couldn't do it the one week because I didn't know if I was leaving. We couldn't do it the following week because I was out of the country. Then we couldn't do it last week because Rob had COVID. So this coming Tuesday, Movie Club returns on Tuesday. So yes, Movie Club will be back on Tuesday and we'll get to Return of the King. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thanks a lot for joining me. My name's John Campea. And until next time, my friends, bye-bye.